You know, I agree with you that there are some bigger fish to fry. And the reason why I was talking about this whole TikTok thing and information is because there was a piece of information that came down the pipe recently, pause, regarding Trump changing child support rules, right? And a lot of people jumped on this thing because it was something about the tax code and that, you know, the parent that receives child support would not get like earned income credit and stuff like that. I'm gonna let this guy say it. Now, granted, at the end of it, this is bullshit. But I just want to let y'all see how information. I don't know where it came from, but everybody was talking about it like it was an actual thing, and it wasn't a thing at all. So who gave us that info? But I'm gonna let the guy talk about it. Yeah, because I need the segment. Yeah, I need the segment for the shorts later, so I'm gonna let him talk his shit. Hold on. I need the segment, nigga.
Oh my goodness. Trump just tweeted.
He did.
If you put your baby father on child support, right? You can't claim income taxes. He only can. Did you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I heard it.
Ladies, when you put your baby father on child support, you no longer can claim your child. Only the father can. Wow. That's big.
Bullshit.
But I think it's right. Because if he's taking care of his child and he doing what he's supposed to do, and you still taking him downtown.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The statements it turned out to be false.
On your income tax, only one of y'all can claim your children.
Yeah, we know this.
Both of y'all can't claim them.
Okay.
Now, if he paying child support, you can't claim the kids.
That's not.
Only he can.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's fair.
Fuck yeah.
Y'all don't think that's fair?
Now,
it sounds good.
It sounds good.
But it ain't true.
It's not true. I'm letting everybody know I have done the fucking research and it's not true. So just stop with the goofiness about Trump giving a damn about niggas on child support.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Because this is making its rounds from multiple people. Have you seen anybody other than a black man saying this?
I have not. I have not. So that's why I asked the question when I started is,
what is that supposed to mean?
Well,
this is the messaging they want us to put out.
Right. That's what they want us to say. And that's why I'm asking the question of where do they get this from? If I'm on X, right, and I'm on X not all day, but I'm on there frequently enough that I would have seen the same tweet that the people were talking about. So as soon as I heard it, what did I do? Went straight to Donald Trump. You said he tweeted it, and Trump got his own page. I didn't see it there. So then, of course, I went to the damn, the community notes, and they said, nah, that's bullshit. So why do we have this information, and then why are we running with it? That means nobody saw this and just ran with information that wasn't even true.
The problem is that even if there was something to this, at the most extreme case, it would be both of them being able to claim that child as a dependent, not one or the other.
Yeah,
at the most extreme case, it would be that because you're both paying towards the well-being of that child, so you both can claim that as a dependent. So, but this dude's saying some wild shit like you can't file taxes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I have heard
the piano was captive.
Yeah, it really did bring me in. If I didn't know better, I would have thought he was telling the truth. And that's why I'm saying, like, when we get this kind of information and it spreads like wildfire and nobody ever saw it because it never existed in the first place.
Right.
Why aren't we really looking into stuff when we're pushing it out like that? Like, why are these
fucking
forums?
Receipts, baby. Receipts,
why would they do that?
Thank you for speaking this knowledge out to the people. Because we are creating some of these people are creating the bullshit that we trying to purge. They just mimicking and saying shit that they have no idea is true or not.
How's that any different from real life? Niggas talk shit all the time that makes no sense.
Yeah, but
they're talking to a group of people. They're not talking to tens of millions of people at once.
Right. That is true. That is true. And so that's my thing.
Well, like old Greg, make an assessment.
Now let me at least piggyback this thing a little bit. Now I have heard some rumors of some offsets of the actual income itself, which may knock people out of getting the earned income credit. So it's like this: if the father's paying child support and the mother has to claim it as non-taxable income, then it takes her income over the earned income credit limit, then yes, there is a credit she will lose out on, but it won't be the father gets to claim the kid just because he's paying child support. What can happen is you can price yourself out of an earned income credit now, is what they're talking about. Right. So there is a little smidget of truth in it, but it's not really that. Like the way they're trying to portray it.
It's better to have that child support go to a separate bank account, so it's actually going towards that rather than your own, because that could be considered income. That way, it's and it's easily trackable. So you do yourself a favor and everybody else.
That's
create
smart.
A separate account with that child support.
Send it to a business account or something. I don't know.
Right.
Baby Mama LLC.
Right.
So
that's something like that could never happen, because let's be honest, man. People do pay. Now, once you get up into celebrity status, then you're paying unreasonable amounts for child support. But on a normal level, let's just say in a normal state, not like California, New York, but on a normal level, bro, what you're paying is not as much as she's paying. It just is what it is.
It depends.
Because I can look at what I pay for child support.
I've seen some shitty moms lose out on the deal and end up paying a whole bunch of money. You know.
Okay, so yeah, they're gonna be. I mean, there's always a bad apple. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
But for the most part, like, so let's say some guy's paying, I don't know, $650 a month for a child, or for let's say 2 kids, because depending upon the income, that might be what it is. When you think about what you pay for groceries now, and that's for 1 week of food, let's say it's $300. If you got like 3 kids and an adult in it might be $300 for that week. So that's $1,200. Now we haven't even gotten into the child care. So it's like a drop in the bucket. I wanted to be mad about it. Like, why don't I get any type of kickback? I've been doing this for years. Yeah. But when I look at what she actually has to pay, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm lucky.
Well, Brix, I feel you, but I can speak from both sides of that coin because of my situations. So it's really, honestly, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I didn't need child support, and I made less than my first wife, who ended up letting me have the children. And I didn't need the child support. They made her pay. I didn't even ask for it. And the point that I'm trying to make is I would have been fine without it, because those were my kids and I was just going to take care of them regardless. And I had done well enough in life.
Raised.
But I had done well enough in life that even if some other person was financially unable to take care of that responsibility, I would have been able to do so. It might not have been, all fucking roses and pound cakes and shit. But what I'm saying is,
it'd have been a lot of
you. The kids would have been fine, shit. Right? So there's a lot of stories like that, and I'm just talking about my own situation. But these stories exist on both sides. There's plenty of mothers that don't take the fathers to child support, and the kids end up just fine. There's plenty of fathers that don't get don't get child support from the mother because they make more, and they end up with the kids, and the kids end up fine. So child support in and of itself was built for the people that don't take care of their kids. The ones that actually are doing stuff where the mother can call and say, hey, little Johnny needs registration for football.
That might have came out wrong, bro.
What do you mean?
I think child support, I don't believe that's what it was. I think child support came out for the mothers that had decided to be housewives. So if they were home with the children, and let's say they didn't further their education, and it's like 10 or 15 years of being home with children, let's just say 10.
That's what spousal support was supposed to be for.
No, that's alimony.
That's alimony, dude. That is not child support.
Still children involved, and when these women would take the children because the father's got some young new girlfriend and he doesn't want to be around the kids or something like that. Well, she doesn't have a college education, so she doesn't have some big job. She's gonna need some help. It just is what it is.
Well,
I think the child support is separately just for the children, but I do think that if they left the lady, what I mean, it's alimony and it's spousal support, like Haze was saying. So I do believe that they have different degrees and categories and how they are. Yeah. But I understand, yes, it is ultimately to help the woman in the relationship traditionally.
Yeah, but that's the problem is I've seen people who, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've seen parents who don't co-parent well with the other parent and don't want child support from the other parent because they don't really want the other parent to just be like holding that over their head kind of thing. So they'd rather just do it on their own and make sure that the kid is good. Now, if you can call the other parent, like I said, for me, it wasn't about no housewives and shit, because by the time I came up, mothers was at work just like fathers. So, you know what I'm saying? And child support was like, I don't know when that system really started and hit hard, but I would assume it was around the 80s when it really, you know, started becoming a thing, right? At that point, people had jobs. There's plenty of people who actually would limit their hours so they can collect more on child support. Like, there's a whole game to it, but the thing about it is it was designed for, like you said, the women who did not have those options, and then for some reason they were left with the kids. But there's a lot of fathers out there who, if you want to be honest, if it's a financial burden, then just give the kids to the father. Like, let's be real. If that's the real problem, if that's who's making the money and that's who was really providing all of the sustenance for everybody in the fucking house, then you make him take on the extra weight of now having to deal with them full time. But he's the one that's supposed to be doing that.
Devil's advocate for that, because I believe you, and I wholeheartedly support what you're saying. There's a lot of not so upright dudes out there who just walk the fuck away.
Yeah, those guys, they ain't shit.
Yes. Correct. That's not. We don't stand for that here.
Right, well, and that's who was not doing the job, and that's why they had to come after niggas, because those niggas was doing that. But there's plenty of guys out here.
There's been a shift. There's been a shift, and that's one problem that I have with social media. Social media will have you thinking that fathers ain't shit when that is not the truth.
Dude, media just tells media makes you think that father. Media, just sitcoms make you think that fathers are dumb. Right. You know what I mean? I've always hated it. Ever since I became a father, I was like the man. You know what I mean? The last time the father was the man was what? Good Times? And it was broke.
Right. But that's what I'm saying, though. They took away those positive images of family and made it more normal for black children, male and female, to have been raised by a single mother who was struggling and da-da-da-da-da. And a lot of women are not struggling like that, like to the point that they wanted us to think. Some women are educated, and this was before child support. They already had education. They already had jobs. There's plenty of good mothers out there that didn't need to hit some dude over the head for child support in order to take care of the child. So to those mothers, that's fine. And that's what I'm saying is the system was based on the ones that were walking away. That's where it came from. It wasn't that nobody was taking care of their fucking kids. Some people were. But once they started that process, and then some lady said to others, hey, you know, you can get this out of this guy, and you ain't even,
this bread.
Yeah, you can get this bread, and you can get a $10,000 tax return with them two kids. You know what I'm saying? And
that speaks directly to my point, is that when there is a system, there's always somebody who finds out how to game it. And that's how, and that's where I'm like so worried about, you know, social media in general, because we have lost a lot of our media literacy. We start believing stuff too quickly. It's like that other thing earlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'm all for the non-taxable income and adjustment. Like, if they adjust the income so that the father who paid taxes on, or let's just say the non-custodial parent, because there's fathers and mothers that are in that situation, who pays child support, can deduct that from their income because they had to pay taxes on it when it was taken from them. Because once you put it out, you're paying a tax amount for money that you sent somewhere else that you paid taxes on when you got paid for it. But you can't claim the tax money because the tax money is now going to go somewhere else. But that's your money that you earned that you were taxed on. So I think that they should offset that to say, all right, if this dude paid $20,000 this year, then offset it down to, let's say, $10,000 he takes off of his income and splits it in half between him and the mother. These things sound fair to me. But because, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being fair. Hey, we're both taking care of the kid. If I'm doing my part and you're doing your part, there's no reason why anybody has to not be able to live well. We live well together. We can live well apart, and the child can live well at both places if everybody's in the same boat. But that's not what they've created here.
Also, one thing I would like to add is that after you successfully gone through mediation to decide who gets what and have decided on something, nobody is allowed to jump onto a lawyer right afterward. Because I know too many people who got like that.
Yeah, I've never had a successful mediation. I've always had to go to trial. Me saying I wanted to see my children a certain amount of time was never good enough. It was always, you can't see them at all, and I want every penny I can get out of you. Fortunately, the judges did not see the same. The judges, and I'm not saying, you know, I had these awesome freaking judges, but when the evidence was presented and they said these kids would like to have a relationship with their dad, and it doesn't matter about your child support situation or you're mad that he moved on. And so I give props to the judges that are able to just do things in the best interest of the kids, because my children are now grown up, and I think that the decision that was made was probably the best for them, especially at that time. And it was because I was an involved father that was already there. You can't say I wasn't there and didn't do nothing. I was gone for 10 years, never came back, went to get a pack of cigarettes type shit. For the involved fathers, you can fight for certain things. But the system is stacked against you to a degree. But I just think, let's be fair about it. If I'm kicking out $10,000 a year, can we take $5,000 of that off my taxable income? That might knock me down into a different bracket. I could save some money on the taxes. That'll go back to the child's well-being. You see what I'm saying? But we don't think like that. No, we're just fucking mad that Trump won an election. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about the child support system.
The bigger fish to fry, bro. Exactly. This is my point.
Yeah, this is the exact point. And this is why I had to be on Purge the BS, because it's been so much coming down the pipe this week.
But
to answer your question, you asked if they could, you know, take $5,000 off of your taxable income. I learned something last night at the Nice Ass Podcast, and the phrase that would stop that from happening is Uncle Sam just looking at you dead in your optic stems and saying, "Oil up."
You know what this is.
Oil up.
You know exactly what this is.
Ready? Because I'm ready.
Oh, special shouts to Kali in the chat over there. KJ jumped in the chat. My military one. Congrats on him. He's about to start doing flying helicopters. So
That's what's up, man.
So he'll be doing rescue
Isn't he about to
missions.
be a warrant?
Yeah.
That's fucking
And
crazy.
he'll be retired by 30.
Your son outranks me.
Well, like I said, it worked out for the best in his situation. So special shouts to my son, Kali. Thank you for stopping in here. I call him KJ. Some people call him Cal, you know, whatever the hell you call him. But that's my son. I love him. And I'm glad that he took the time to stop in his old dad's chat over here tonight. So y'all make sure that you support the U.S. military, because a lot of those people
definitely
are living life just like everybody else. Yeah, they might be on a base or part of the military, but they have the same struggles as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? They're not civilian, but they're civilian.
And in the chat just said, scales should tip to the one with the children or with the kids. You know why I respect what she said so much? She didn't offer a gender.
Right.
She just said, whoever has the kids.
Whoever has the kids.
Right.
Respect.
I wanted to say something about, you know,
thanks, Tamara.
Always give your shouts to the military. And because also one thing to keep in mind is that no matter what conflict the U.S. might be involved in, it is not the military's fault. So when they come back home, don't give them no shit for that.
Thank you.
Exactly. They're following orders, man. They're following orders. And they
However, we don't have to follow unlawful orders.
Well, that's true.
It's very true.
And you don't have to commit war crimes either. So, I mean, there's always a bad apple in every bunch.
Yep.
I agree. But I love what you said, because it ain't nothing like coming back from some shit and you got to deal with the people you've been protecting shitting on you. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That's like,
and that seems to be what keeps happening.
Going home from the grocery store, and shit, and the kids be like, "Oh, you got that kind of cheese?" Like, what the fuck? Well, you can go to the store.
Go get your own cheese then. Shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cussing over here. I'm trying to keep the cussing to a minimum. YouTube been getting on us about everything. We can't say nothing. That oil up, I'm going to get hit for that. It's going to be sexual,
ready?
whatever that is. Sexual.
I'm ready.
Nope. Well, before we derail it too far, before we derail it too far, I have a very special shout that I want to give to a particular comedian who recently did SNL. It was Dave Chapelle, and you guys know Chapelle does SNL, and I can't play the freaking thing. I'll put a link in the description for anybody that wants to see it. But it was a really good monologue he did to open up, and in his monologue, he said, "Do better next time."
Right.
And that's the quote of this episode. Do better next time. And the reason why I want to say that is because a lot of people have been crashing out talking about they're getting ready to go down DC and do something stupid. And I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't the time to do that. We need to move on. We need to start having them conversations like Bravo was just saying and see how we can move forward and capitalize to the best of our ability on this situation.
Because people don't understand the show, Martin. When old Otis said it best, watch out now, because them bullets hurt.
Yes.
Them bullets hurt.
And they hot.
That's a problem, bro.
And right
they
now,
are not playing tomorrow. I promise you that.
Don't go down there with that shit. And it's been, I got some folks that are in DC right now, and they said it's already getting a little crazy down there. And this is what I worry about.
Well, isn't like the women down there marching?
The
They're
women were
peaceful.
there yesterday, but that's not who the peaceful ones ain't the problem. That's what I've been saying. You get 25 bad actors in a crowd of thousands, and that's all you need. You don't need.
That's what they did to Malcolm X.
They do it all the time. So I'm all for the legal rights that we have to protest. I'm all for that. But what I have to be honest about is if you see somebody doing some fuck shit in the crowd and you're being peaceful, you got to take them out. Because the second the police start throwing grenades and all types of stuff at you, they don't care who did what. You're all in the same crowd. So the crowd has to police the crowd. That's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. Here's what's really going to happen. This is all a lot of hype. Ain't nothing about to pop off because they're ready this time. They're armed this time, and there's no surprise this time.
It's cold, bro.
Yeah, J6 a couple years back, that was a surprise. They already knew it was going to go down like that.
Niggas knew that was going to be a problem. What are you talking about?
No, the people who were supposed to defend the Capitol.
I don't.
No, the people who were defending the Capitol, they weren't.
I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but the second he said, "Let's go down there and let them know how we feel," I said, "Uh-oh."
I'm talking about days ahead of time. I'm talking about days ahead of time.
They popped a white woman in the Capitol, bro. Like,
that doesn't happen.
So I just and this is the thing. I'm gonna play a little bit of the Dave Chapelle thing. They'll make me cut it out later, but I just want.
This is what's going to hit us, bro.
And
I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, this is the longest stand-up monologue SNL has ever seen. Number two, Lorne Michaels called him back in October to get him to do this. So I don't know if they paid him Netflix money, but they paid him something.
Right, which is why I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just playing the last piece, which is where our quote is, okay? The last piece is all I'm playing for them. If they want to go check it out, I'll put the link in the description. It's a great monologue, 17 minutes, and he touches on a bunch of different stuff. Pause.
Boy, look.
The presidency is no place for petty people. So Donald Trump, I know you watch the show.
Simple.
Man, remember, whether people voted for you or not, they're all counting
I'll
on you.
take this hit. Don't worry about it.
Whether they like you or not, they're all counting on you. The whole world is counting on you. And I mean this when I say this. Good luck. Please do better next time. Please, all of us.
All of us.
Do better next time. Do not forget your humanity, and please